Well, being that this is my second video, and since I'm somewhat of a latecomer to the topic at hand, I would like to voice my opinion on the issue regarding the Ghost Hunter Halloween special, a video that was analyzed by Movie Dan, and the situation regarding Grant with the hood tug, with the string, and of course the disembodied voice that supposedly came through the microphones. Well, I mean, I did comment on. I made quite a few comments on Movie Dan's channel. Of course, at the time I didn't actually have a web camera, so unfortunately I really couldn't get into the thick of things with everyone, unfortunately. So I commented the best I could. Being someone that's experienced the paranormal myself in my entire life, most of my reactions regarding what happened, they weren't really, they didn't derive from anger. I think it was mostly disappointment, if in fact, if what they did during that special was in fact, a prank or something they just did to boost ratings. I understand everyone argues that it's a television show, and I do agree with these people that yes, it is a television show. And absolutely, you can't argue the fact that it is a television show. It's there to entertain you. You can't argue that point, regardless of which angle you approach it from. However, I think the biggest thing that we must remember, and of course I've been a fan of the show for a very long time. I've seen every season, and everyone says that, Taps, Jason and Grant, especially, they are out to disprove, hauntings, and that's correct. And I'm a little bit unprepared for this, but I wish I could remember which season and what episode it was. But this is when they still had their trailer in Jason's front yard. But Jason did mention in either, I don't know if it was season 1 or 2, that they were there to prove that hauntings existed. Now that was when the show was still in its infancy. Now the point I'm just trying to make is that over the course of the show's existence, their mindset as ghost hunters has changed from wanting to prove that this phenomenon exists to disproving it. Which, as a fan myself, I always found that a bit strange. Mostly because as ghost hunters, the purpose is to not only prove that they exist, but to approach it from a analytical angle. Don't they go in with the mindset that we're going to disprove it, and you should be more objective. Like my wife and I are amateur ghost hunters, and we don't go in thinking it's haunted or not haunted. We just go in with what information that we know about. But I don't want to veer off subject too much. But anyways, to get back to the subject at hand, even though it's a TV show, it's just very disappointing that some of it's fake. Many times, and when you watch the show, they tell you that their evidence is real. Grant, Jason, Steve, they sit there in front of the camera and tell you that their evidence is legitimate. It's a television show, but it's not a reality television show like the real world. We know that stuff is scripted, okay? But, even when Sci-Fi first, brought out the show, they mentioned and advertised it really as a legitimate ghost hunt, with a group of people that had been doing this for 20 some odd years before they ended up as a syndicated television show. So since they have this history of being legitimate ghost hunters long before they were on television, if they are faking evidence, for example, just to bolster ratings, I mean, that doesn't make it look good for those who really are trying to study this phenomenon, for one. And for people who are a bit more naive on the subject and who are watching it for more than just entertainment value, because let's face it, there's a lot more people who watch it for not just entertainment, but they really are interested in the subject. They want to probably, investigate it themselves, and this sort of thing can get you hurt. I mean, there's some pretty nasty things out there that, that can put you in the hospital or worse. And faking evidence, if they are, could really land some people in some pretty hot water. And I've had some personal experiences myself that, I really don't want to discuss, but I will tell you, you don't want to screw with it. I'll tell you, you don't want to screw with it. And, if they are faking evidence, one, that's not good, okay, because then they're glorifying something, not only to pad their wallets, but they're making it into something that it's not. Secondly, they got people watching thinking it's this big fantastic thing, and when you really encounter something, it's not going to be the way it's portrayed in the show, because what they're doing is fake, and what really happens when you really truly encounter it can be dangerous. See what I'm trying to say? So, but anyways, that's all I really want to say on it. So take it the way you want, comment, bash me. I'm not saying that one side's right or the other side's wrong. I'm just saying that's my opinion. Take it for what it is. So, anyways, again, hi to everyone. And again, I'm still playing with this camera. And if you're wondering why the video is fuzzy, that was deliberate. I'm playing with filters and everything, so I'm still learning. Peace out.